For the past years, California has been facing an extremely pressing issue to the future of our state and its growth: the drought. The drought has ravaged the communities of California, and its effects have rippled throughout the country. California, being both the tech center of the world and an agricultural powerhouse for the rest of the USA, needs to rise up and combat running out of water, whether that be counting our toilet flushes, reducing shower times, brown is the new green, and innovating water preservation techniques.
This entire time we have been made to believe that our water usage habits are the main reasons for the depletion of California's water. We have been tricked into thinking it's our 10-minute showers, which are still too long, are the reason our reservoirs are running dry. The harsh truth is that our preference for tasty, salty, and savory meat is what is jeopardizing our water source. Not only does it take vast amounts of water to produce a pound of meat, but the waste produced by livestock has greater repercussions on our watershed.
It is our insatiable hunger for meat that has caused and will continue to cause more problems for the environment. Did you know the same amount of water used to produce the meat in a burger is equivalent to showering every day for 2 months? To produce 1 pound, 16 ounces of beef takes up to 2,500 gallons of water. That's equivalent to showering for 1,191 minutes. Animal agriculture is responsible for 80 to 90% of water consumption in the U.S.
That may seem like a low percentage, but animal agriculture water consumption rates from 34 to 76 trillion gallons annually. Not million, not billion, but trillion. To put in perspective, think about this. There are 39 trillion gallons of water in Lake Tahoe.
USDA's 2007 Census of Agriculture data estimated that 2.2 billion head of livestock, including cattle, dairy, and swine, and poultry, generated approximately 1.1 billion tons of manure in 2007. If the manure is not managed properly, it could become deadly not to only us, but also to the environment. Oftentimes, manure runoff from cropland and pastures or discharging animal feeding operations, also known as concentrated animal feeding operations, reaches surface and groundwater systems through surface runoff or infiltration. The main source of nitrogen and phosphorus in surface and groundwater is manure. High levels of nitrates not only make water toxic if ingested, but can also cause methylglobinaemia or blue baby syndrome, which is fatal to babies. These excess levels of nutrients are the cause of algae blooms, which end up killing fish due to the oxygen depletion in the water.
Why isn't our government doing anything about it, despite the present facts? The National Pork Producers Council frequently aims its cash at the Food and Drug Administration in an attempt to block animal antibiotics regulation or inspection and recall mandates that they deem burdensome for the pork industry. Even the EPA's Clean Water Act specifically exempted animal agriculture from permit requirements.
Because livestock production involves large releases of methane and nitrous oxide, greenhouse gases with much more toxins than carbon dioxide, any EPA regulation of these emissions will result in increased expenses for the industry. The NCBA supports Senator Lisa Murkowski in her effort to reverse the classification of greenhouse gases as harmful and therefore exclude them from the EPA regulation. What does this mean? Big livestock companies care more about profit than that of the health of the consumers and the planet.
What's the solution to the intense overuse of water for animal agriculture? How can you help make a difference? It's quite simple. When the demand for a product decreases, so does the supply. By simply cutting back on meat consumption, one will drastically reduce their water use as well. As so many are addicted to meat, it may seem too difficult to cut it out of their diet completely. By participating in Meatless Monday or only eating meat for dinner rather than all 3 meals, one can really reduce the amount of water being used for animal agriculture. The world is being exhausted, and as the cause of it, humans need to take responsibility for their actions and change their way of living. As for water pollution, by reducing one's meat consumption, one also reduces water pollution they indirectly cause. By taking a stand for the planet, the government will see the immensity of the problem.
If enough people take a stand, the Environmental Protection Agency will see the problem and revise the Water Act.
For the sake of humanity and the planet, take a stand.